put on a good show. When he smells smoke and the cinders, he slick back his hair and open up his cage. Play Cherokee fiddle, play it for the whiskey. His good whiskey never let him lose his place. He was always there, playing for the miners. Devil's Dream was a song they understood. Then he'd go back to Oklahoma, and he'd wait till the train was running and the weather was good. When he smelled smoke and cinders, he slicked back his hair and opened up his cage. They Cherokee fiddle, played for the whiskey. His good whiskey never let him lose the place.
What's up, what's up, what's up? Daniel was first. I did see that. I'll give him that. He was first. What's going on, everybody? Daniel was first. Brian Gardner's in the house. Juan, you did not beat Daniel, but thank you for showing up. It's Me, Gary, was fourth. A little better than 21st. Jason Perry, what's going on? Go Dogs. How about that? Stu Manchu. No Tony Justice live tonight. Provost, what's going on, Provost? Air Vaquero, Snorlord, something. Sean Price, what's going on? Thanks for stopping the ear beating. Hey, you don't say that again. I'll turn it back up. Don't turn it back. I'll turn it back up. There's a gorilla out of the zoo in South Texas. What? Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. What's going on, everybody? It is Sunday night. Matt's is a wrap. We did the whole truck show Wednesday to Sunday. Had a good crowd, good time. Got my St. Christopher band. That's a good cause to support. So if you see them out at the TA or whatever, throw $1 in there or $2. I don't know exactly how much the bands are, but throw a few dollars at it, support it. If you don't know what St. Christopher's does, that's a charity that supports truckers in need, maybe, injured on the road, sickness, can't drive, things of that nature. So it's worth supporting. Big John, what's going on? So, yeah, I see a couple of my parking buddies there from Matt's. We had a pretty good row of people there lined up. I think it was I don't know, about 9 or 10 of us lined up there, and Daniel was there, and Provost came with his wife, Mrs. Provost, and Brian Snorlord. It was a good time. We had Mike Mentor was there with us, and Kevin was there. Kevin, no Ollie, but just Kevin. Who else was there? Hector was there with his whole family, and California Trucker Mark, and Kaislin was there, and old other trucker James Best, and Dollar Bill showed up for a little while. I don't even see Kaislin. Did Kaislin comment? I don't have a comment from Kaislin. Yep, Blackbeard showed up. The second day was there. And Kima Sabi. It was a good time. We had a big crowd. And weather was good most of the time. So that was good. We did get quite a bit of rain the last night. Nope, no calls for bail money, Gear Grabber. That's right. No bailout calls. We were managed to keep everything under control, and all is well. Oh, just getting ahead of it. Oh, Kaislin and slacking. Yeah, that's right. So it was a good time. Enjoyed the show. Enjoyed just hanging out with everybody. Probably just as much as I did the truck show. You know, we have these acquaintances out on the road. That's right, Provost. But we have these acquaintances out on the road. You know, you talk on the phone or Zello or whatever. And it's nice to get, you know, the opportunity to get everybody together in one spot to hang out, you know, even if it's only for, you know, 1 or 2 weekends a year. Because, you know, we'll probably, a good piece of us will do Dallas in August. So it's a good time to get the whole group or a good piece of the group together. There was a couple others I wish could have made it. But it's a good time to get everybody together and hang out. You know, people that you talk to on the phone every day and out here in the trucking industry. So enjoyed that probably just as much, if not more, than the actual truck show. Saw a lot of neat products. A lot of little interesting things that maybe don't need right now, or, you know, maybe aren't at the top of the priority list right now, but would be useful. That's kind of the thing about truck shows like Matt's and GAT's is, you know, you can see a lot of neat little things that might help you improve your bottom line or maybe save you on some tire wear or, you know, things of that nature. So, some things to put in the memory bank, you know, when the priority list is checked off a little bit, you can add some other things back. And saw some items like that there. Picked up a few little odds and ends, nothing crazy. Didn't spend a whole ton of money. Did check out a lot of the APUs. And not exactly sure what I'm going to do. Yes. Gear Grabber brings up a good point. Let's all, if you haven't seen Steve's weigh-in video, he did a weigh-in there at the show. You know, he did a challenge with, the name escapes me now. The name escapes me. Anyway, it was a YouTube challenge, GATS to Mats, last August to March. Weight loss, and Steve did it. So he weighed in at GATS last year. And now, yes, Little Viking Coach. That's it. 62 pounds from GATS to Mats. So, good job, Stormlord. Good job. Keep going. I know you're pleased with it. Yep, Mr. Wilson still goes unexposed. But yeah, 62 pounds from GATS to Mats. That's a great accomplishment. And just being around Steve for the week, and plus, you know, we were together a couple of weeks ago. We did that run out to Oklahoma and back. You can tell that he's much happier just being around him, talking to him on the phone. So, it's a good thing. Keep it up. I think he's got another 20 or 30 that he's shooting for, so that's good. But had a good time. Had a really good time. Saw a couple of neat things at the show. Checked out a lot of the APUs. Still not exactly sure which way I'm going to go on that. I might have a little bit of an angle on... I might have a little bit of an angle on a couple of the different APUs that I'm trying to work a little bit, and we'll see how that goes. I did check out Daniel's new truck, has a Rigmaster on it, 2016, and checked that out, looked at how it works, how it operates, listened to it, and was actually pretty shocked at what I saw there. I was pleased with what I saw. Heard a lot of the horror stories and how some of the things that needed to be modified when you go with the refurbished ones that down in Missouri. Some of the things that they modify on them that would even improve what I saw on Daniel's truck. So that's good. So I'm not sure. I may still go that route. I've got about another month before I need to make a decision, before it gets too hot. So here in the next month, I'm going to kind of try to work some angles and figure out exactly which way I'm going to go with that APU situation. But other than that, I did pick me up this nice new Kenworth hat. Can't be rocking the old Peterbilt hats now that we're driving a Kenworth. So got a new hat and got some half-price scrubber wiper blades and a new air gauge for the tires and a couple of little nods and ends. Nothing crazy, but enjoyed it. I think everybody there had a good time. We did have really good weather for most of the days, but last night the rain came in about, I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock, and it came a monsoon. We had already had plans, and we were actually already in the back of my trailer because we had the whole group, you know, with the chairs and just hanging out, and the rain was coming. We knew it. So we had all gotten to the back of the trailer and had the doors open and just sitting there, and I mean, it was like somebody flipped a switch and it was a flood coming down. It was raining buckets. And so we ended up having to sit through that for a little bit, got the door shut and sat the rain out, and that kind of put a damper on the last night there, but ended up being a really good time. Mats and Gats always are. They, you know, other than the heat in Dallas in August, other than that, but yeah, had a good time. Like I say, there was a couple of people that I was hoping would be able to make it and weren't, you know, but maybe they'll be able to make it to Dallas. Yeah, Grabber, we're in northern Ohio now. Actually, 3 of us got show loads. Hector, myself, and California Trucker Mark, who doesn't appear to be here at the moment. We all got loads out of the show up here to northern Ohio, and I guess it was somewhere around Columbus or a little north of Columbus. We ran into snow, and just kind of off and on, nothing crazy, never, you know, a buildup on the windshield or anything like that. But there was a lot of snow on the ground, and we parked over here actually at the receiver now. Hector's backed up against the dock. Me and Mark are sitting here waiting, and so we'll be ready to go first thing in the morning and get unloaded and head on to our next one. Back to work, back to work. Truck show's over, so, you know, back to another grind. But, yep. I have nothing against a Carrier. Nothing at all. If I was buying a brand new APU, Carrier would probably be at or near the very top of the list. I just don't have the cash money to spend on a brand new APU right now. And, well, let me tell you that. Don't want to spend that kind of money. I probably, if I utilized all my resources for the trucking side of the house, I could probably get a new APU. Do I want to do it that way and leave myself with no cash reserve? Absolutely not. So I'm not going to do that. So I'm either going to go with a refurb unit, or I'm working a couple other angles. So Rebel Trucker, what's going on? We'll see. I actually like that Striker. It works really good. It's not a 100-meter radio. I mean, a 100-watt radio. That one, with all it's going to do, is about a 55-watt. It's not a 100-watt radio. But you're not going to get a 100-watt radio to fit in that hole. if you've got a T680. I don't know what kind of truck you got there, Jason. If you got a T680, there is not a 100-meter radio that's going to fit in that hole. I mean, a 100-watt radio. So that's the little baby Striker. It still has all your sidebands, your talk back, things like that. Jonathan Houston, what's going on? So Kaislin actually picked one of these up at the show. They had them on sale there. Kaislин's not in here to tell me, but I want to say they were only around 300 at the show. Maybe I'm wrong. Steve, do you remember what the small Striker was at? Was it $279 or $379? If it was $279, that's a steal of a deal. $379 is still a little below normal. I can't remember. Maybe it was $279. Anyway, but Kaislin got a little Striker like that. $259. Okay. Yeah, $259. Okay. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Brian. I think the Peterbilt 579 has a little bit smaller hole than the T680 does. So I don't know what kind of truck you drive, Jason, but a T680 or a Pete 579, it'll go in there, and I know it'll go in a Cascadia because it's a little smaller than a Cobra 29, and those go in Cascadia. So pretty much any truck you can get that radio in. It's at least a 2-inch narrower radio than a Cobra 29. So it should go in literally any. I mean, if there's a truck that won't hold that small Striker, it's not going to hold a CB. So like it a lot. The channel display, you can't see it because it's too far away, but well, let me see here. Yeah, it's not going to zoom. It's not going to focus on that. But the channel display where it shows you 19 or whatever, when you key the mic, it drops away from showing you the channel and it shows you your SWR readout. So it tells you what your SWRs are. And it has a self-protect mode that if the SWRs are too high, that it would hurt the radio, it will not transmit. So it will not let it burn itself up. So if your SWRs are too high, you're just not going to talk. You can listen all day long, but it will not transmit because it's not going to let you burn it up. So it's a really nice radio. You can change the color on it. It's got 5 or 6 different colors, or you can change it where it scrolls. You know, red, blue, green, purple. I don't know, orange. I don't know. It just rolls through all the colors. You can set it that way too. And well, it's got your talk back and everything like that. There we go. Sunday time for Harold Huffman Home Shopping Channel. There we go. Yep. So that's the Striker. I like it a lot. It's not as powerful as my General HP 40W that I had. That was a 100-watt radio out of the box, had a built-in amp and everything on it. Now that radio, I had a measured talking of 10 miles with that radio, but you got to have the antennas tuned just right. You know, when I put that radio, the General HP and the Peterbilt, I had the CB shop tune the antennas and everything, and that thing would talk and it would go out, but you're not going to get a 100-watt radio in that hole. So you do what you got to do. But anyway, so we're up here in northern Ohio. We got show freight, like I said. We got lucky, and a couple of us got loads right out of the convention center there in Louisville, just like last year. So we rolled over there this morning, checked in, got our loads. I like pulling show freight if it's easy in, easy out like that. Louisville was easy last year, so I kind of expected it would be again this year, and it was. Probably wasn't. Maybe 2.5 hours from the time we checked in at the marshalling yard to the time we got loaded and rolling. Maybe 2.5, 3 hours. Sure, cookware, that'd be fine. That'd be fine. We'll handle that. Got several stacks of paper plates and bowls, plasticware. We can handle that. But we got loaded up. and just decided, because myself and James hauled these exact same loads last year. Yeah, Pamela B. Yep. That was another one. I met Pamela B. and overtaxed and broke in Minnesota, and or overtaxed in Minnesota. Her and her husband, they were at the show, and met up with them for a few minutes there and talked. Me and Steve did. I think it was Steve when I was with him. But hey, congrats on that score with Jeff. That's pretty slick there. I didn't see the live feed. I was asleep that night when he went live and gave away that hotel deal, but congrats on that. That's pretty slick. That probably made it a whole nother level of a show for you. But anyway, so we hauled these same loads up here last year. Me and James did. And so I told Hector and Mark, I said, man, if y'all, from having delivered here last year from the show, I remembered that that we could park here. And so I told him, I said, man, if y'all want to, the last truck stop's about 30 minutes away over in Lodi, Seville, Ohio. I said, if y'all want to, I'm going to go to the receiver. If y'all want to go with me, you can. If not, y'all can stay at truck stop. But I knew I was coming over here and get parked because it's just right off the side of the road, kind of in a country part of the area. No, busy town or anything, and plenty of room. And so we came on over, and we're all parked up here, ready to go for in the morning. Get unloaded, and then going back up into somewhere in the Cleveland area and get a load, actually going back to Kentucky. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow, at least I am. And then we'll just keep on hopping and hopping and hopping from there. So, and I think Brian had his load. Brian, I don't think you ever told me where you were going, but I think oh yeah, you did. You did Tennessee. Steve's got him a load going to Missouri, and I don't know if James ever got a load. So, yep, Nashville. But anyway, we had a good time. I look forward to these truck shows. Anybody who's watching, I think that most of the people that are watching have been. So, but if anybody's watching and hasn't been to a Matt's or a Gat's or yeah, warmer air. Yeah, I came north to snow. But if you're watching, you haven't been to a Matt's or Gat's or, G-Bats down in Joplin, Missouri. They're holding that one every 2 years, I believe, now. So I don't believe that there will be a G-Bats 2019. So I guess G-Bats 2020, if it's in September like it usually has been. Going to Chicago to pick up in the morning and deliver in York, Pennsylvania. Wow, wow, all right. Going all the way to Chicago to pick up a load. There you go. York, Pennsylvania. Have fun with that. Yeah, James is in bed. That's right. He's already passed out long ago. But if you're watching this and haven't been to a Gat's or G-Bats or Matt's, get to one. It is well worth it, especially if you can coordinate with some people that you know. Oh, that's another one. Craig and his wife and their son and his friend. They came for the show for one of the days. That's to me almost more fun than the actual show. So if you haven't done it, make it a point to coordinate with some friends, coordinate with some people that you like to hang out with or know, and go to the show, hang out in the free parking lot. In my opinion, it's better to do it that way than by getting a hotel, because you miss out on all of that. I would much prefer to stay in the free truck parking area and hang out with all the people that I enjoy being around. Haven't been to any of those big shows, but one of these days I would like to for sure. Absolutely, Pappy. Absolutely. You need to get to one of them. It is a good time, and it gives you the time. You know, when we're all out here on the road crisscrossing the country, we may cross paths and not have time to stop because we're all under such time constraints a lot of times. And so you crisscross, and you might wave at somebody going the other way on the highway. Maybe you get lucky and you stop at the same truck stop for the night on the rare occasion. You know, I think in the last year I might have had that happen twice or 3 times, where you end up, hey, I'm going to stop here. Oh, so am I, you know, and you meet up and have dinner or whatever. But when you can kind of coordinate it to a truck show and everybody kind of show up at the same time, or, you know, show up and go to the show together, it gives you that time there to hang out with your coworkers. Even though you might not work for the same company, you're all out here doing the same thing. And, oh, yeah, my favorite. I'll get right on making me some of that. But, anyway, so that's the best part of it to me. So if you haven't done it and you get the opportunity, do it. It's well worth it, especially if you can go with a group of friends and hang out, you know, because the show's only, you know, from 10 to 6 or something like that during the day. And so you know, you got all evening to hang out, share all those long trucker stories or whatever, you know, about anything. And to me, that's the best part. Crown Plaza is the way to go. I don't know, Provost. I enjoyed that. But listen, though, y'all might as well have drove the truck, because y'all stayed in the truck parking lot till time to go lay your head down. So you might as well have drove the truck. I think y'all stayed in that hotel long enough to sleep, get up, shower, and leave. Yeah. So, but enjoy it a lot. So, yeah, that was another one. Met Provost for the first time. Me and Provost have never crossed paths, and Dallas equals hotel. You want some air conditioning, Brian? Is that what you're saying? You want air conditioning? Yeah. I could maybe understand that. I hope I should have an APU long before Dallas, so we shouldn't have a problem. But yeah, like I say, hadn't met Provost. Yep. Been there, done that. Yeah, it was pretty brutal last year. But yeah, there was quite a few people. I'd never met Brian, never met Provost, Kevin. I guess that's all that was in our kind of a group that I hadn't met before. Everybody else I had met one time or the other. Yeah. But that's, you know, like I say, that's the fun part about it. So, oh, Snorlord, are we going to do this again? We just got through with Matt's. What? Please. Oh. Wait till at least the end of May to start that. So, if I can manage to go to Gats, as much as I hate the heat, knowing that it's going to be hotter than the face of the sun in Dallas on that hot black asphalt parking lot, and I'm able to commit to go to Dallas, people that live close to Dallas can commit to go to Dallas. That's all I'm going to say. Yes, met Moonflea there and his wife. Yep. That was good. End of May. Yeah, we ran into Sammy. Makes sense. Provost is out for gas. I will say this. It was pretty brutal. We went to Gats. I've been to Gats the last 2 years, so I guess that's what, 17 and 18. And 17, I don't remember it being that bad. It was obviously hot because it was August in Dallas. but I don't remember it being that brutally hot. But last year, it was almost unbearable. Almost unbearable. I mean, because you're in a black asphalt parking lot, Now during the most of the day, we would go over to the show, almost out of necessity for air conditioning and getting out of the heat, because the Dallas Truck Show is a lot smaller. The convention center that they use is smaller than it is in Louisville, so it's not as much to see in Dallas. But when the show's over and you go back to the trucks, and you want to sit around and hang out with all your buddies, it is almost, it's 6 o'clock in the Texas sun on that black parking lot, and you could just lay a paper plate down and crack an egg, and a few minutes later you could eat it after it was cooked on the parking lot. It's just unbearable. Yeah, we'll definitely need tents, and maybe extension cords with fans and things like that will make it somewhat bearable. Pappy, I like mats better on multiple fronts. Mid-America Truck Show, obviously being the end of March, it's not hot. Now, I have been to mats when it was low 70s. There was actually, I think Thursday, it was in the low 70s this year. And then last year we went to mats and it was snow on the ground and it was cold, cold, cold into the teens at night. And, barely got into 30s during the daytime. So it late March in Louisville can be, iffy weather. But the show itself is much larger. There's at least 2, probably 3 times as many vendors there in Louisville. But on that, with that being said, GATS is still a good show. There's a little, I'd say probably half of what's in Dallas is also in Louisville, but then there's also some other different things that are in Dallas that are not in Louisville. Well, there's kind of a reason behind that, Air. These are major trucking industry shows, and so they try to put them in centralized areas to be able to attract the largest crowds into their shows, because the exhibitors pay a premium dollar for the booth rental. And the booth rental is dictated by foot traffic. How many people come to the show is how much the convention center can charge for the booth. So if they have it in a centralized location, like say Louisville, Kentucky, very central location, or Dallas, very central location for most of the South, some of the Southwest, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas. They can ensure a good crowd, which is how they can ensure that the convention center can charge a premium for their booth rental, because they can say, hey, we got huge crowd. Look at how many people came last year to this show because it's in central location. That's why you're going to pay us a lot of money for your booth rent. On that same token, the people who are paying the money for the booth rent can justify it because they say, hey, look at all the people that went to the show. Look at how many eyeballs we're going to be in front of. We see a value in spending that money to rent that booth because we're going to be in front of X amount of people. So it needs to be in a centralized location. If you put it somewhere like Dallas, in Vegas or Orlando, where it's either hard to get trucks to or hard to get trucks out of, or too expensive, like a place like Vegas, where it's too expensive, nobody can get hotel rooms at a decent price or whatever, that's going to limit how many people are going to come to your show. And so There are some other trucking related shows out there, none that are as big as Louisville and Dallas because of that fact. You know, I don't care how big of a trucking show it was in California, you won't catch me there. A, because I didn't want to go to California, and B, because I don't have a trailer that I can even take to California. So they're gonna have them in centralized locations. Yeah, and think about all the great loads out of those areas. Yeah, let's go pile up a bunch of, 600, 700, 800 trucks and in Vegas and try to all leave at the same time and get loads out. Oh, Lord, that's going to be fun. Might as well put it in Denver. Let's just have a major trucking convention in Denver. And let's have about 1,000 trucks there and all trying to find loads out of the trucking show on a Sunday in Denver. Yeah, not going to happen. Now, Chicagoland would be a good area for it if they could find anywhere that would hold it, had a big enough convention center that they could have it, and have truck parking and all that. I don't know. Maybe Provost will have his new truck by Gats. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Wish I could have been there. Had to take care of a few things. Yeah, Yeti. Yep. Wish you could have been there. I wasn't sure. I know Ike said he might. I guess about a week ago, Ike said he wasn't sure, if he was going to be able to make it through for a day or not. And then, you had told us on the phone that weren't going to make it. So, maybe you can make it to Dallas. But someone did say before, Deadhead is your friend. Hey, it can be. In certain situations, Deadhead can be your friend. I know that I've made more money on some loads because I deadheaded to go get them versus taking the one closer to you. It very easily could be. But anyway, that's all I've really got about Matt's. I think I pretty well explained it or give my synopsis of the week that was Matt's 2019. I really enjoyed it. Look forward to it already for the next one. We'll all be in Dallas. I know at least 3 or 4, probably maybe even 5, 6 of us from Like Trucking. And I'm sure a couple of the other guys that were in our crowd will stranglehold them, put their arm behind their back, and they'll be down there too. And enjoy that, and then we'll probably pick up a couple others. We can count on Pale Rider to show up for Gats down there. That'll be good. And I don't know, a couple others there. Maybe we'll have some of our other YouTube friends show up in Dallas. Provost is going to come to Dallas, he said earlier, so that's good. And Brian Garner will be down there, so that'll be fun. And, maybe get another couple of people to come and join in with us. There we go. Snorlord's going to have 2 Matt's videos up tonight, maybe, depending on data transfer speeds and upload times with YouTube. So that'll be good. We'll all have something to enjoy watching. But anyway, it is a little after 10. Snorlord will be in Gats, Air Vaquero. Snorlord will be there if I have to put his truck in front of mine and push it. Anyway, yeah, Jason, need to make it to Gats. It's fun time. It's a little hot, but it's fun. And, anyway, Daniel will be at Gats. I'm sure James will be there, and myself and Steve, and, new contractor would Like Trucking. He lives, in that general vicinity. So I'm sure he'll be down there, and maybe Mike Mentor and a couple other guys. I'm sure Jeff and Scott will be there, and it'll be a good time. So anyway, I'm going to slide on out of here. It's 10 minutes after 8. I mean, it's 8 minutes after 10. And get ready to go shut it down, make this delivery in the morning, and then go on over to Cleveland and pick up the next load and headed on back to Kentucky. So thanks for coming by, tuning in, and listening to me ramble off about the week that was Matt's 2019. So y'all be careful, be safe, We'll catch you again. You need a sponsor to go. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, on that note, y'all be careful. Be safe. Enjoy the week. Be productive. And remember, keep the shiny side up, rubber side down.